Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is video game reviews time once again. And, well, let's just say that for this episode, we have a bit of a first in the history of this series because, to the best of my knowledge, I did not do this on my previous version of this series, nor have I done that yet on this revival version of this series. And I'll explain what I mean in a second. But first of all, I want to introduce the game we're going to be featuring this week, which is Splatoon 3 on the Nintendo Switch. Now, what am I talking about when I say we're doing something on this episode that we haven't done before in either version of this series? Well, I have a guest with me for this, and because of the game that's being featured this week, I thought, why not bring in someone who is a big fan of this franchise? So, for the first time in the history of video game reviews, I introduce to you the special guest that I have, and in this case, it is Video Game Fan 1999.
Hello, everyone, and I do feel very honored to be in one of Mark's video game reviews episodes, and from what I have been watching out of them, I do say he's been doing a nice job, and for me to be featured in one of these, I do say it's pretty special for me.
Well, we're glad to have you here. Now, of course, there are some multiple modes in this game. First off, we have the story mode. I don't know if you've played the story mode at all in this game.
Well, since you say that right here, I'm personally not too much into the story mode when it comes to the Splatoon games, but I will say right here that I have managed to complete it on the original one on the Wii U, but I just have not completed it right now on Splatoon 2 and 3. But I will say, I might plan to try those out one of these days, but personally, like I said, I'm just not very too into the story mode at all.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really done much of the story mode on this game myself. And I didn't do the story mode on the original version because, well, I didn't play the original version. But since I'm bringing this up, if you folks will recall, last year, when they were in the process of shutting down the online servers for the Wii U, Daniel actually reached the max level of the original Splatoon game. So, as you can imagine, that made him feel really good, didn't it?
It certainly did right there, and it wasn't all that easy for me to get to the maximum level on the original Splatoon on the Wii U, but it's certainly one of the biggest accomplishments that I ever had in my entire life. And not only that, I did manage to do a video of that, of me getting to the maximum level in the original Splatoon. So if you guys do want to see it, it is up on my channel.
Yeah, and I was one of several witnesses to that historic moment.
Yeah, that is correct, because when it came to me recording that video, I had a few good friends of mine tag along right here to witness that moment right here. Basically, like Mark was saying, he was one of the people that witnessed that for himself. And then a few other good friends of mine that tagged along right here to see it were basically Video Game Fan 96, who's known as my good friend Dominic. And then there was also Video Game Fan 5, who's known as my good friend Luke. And then Nick the Enlightened was also there, and N-Man64 as well.
Very nice. Now, let's see, there's also the Salmon Run mode. I don't know if you've experienced that mode for yourself either.
Well, let me just say right here, from what I have seen on Salmon Run, it does look like a nice mode overall, but I actually haven't really played it a whole lot right here. I certainly want to try it a little bit more right here in the near future whenever I can. Don't get me wrong, I still say it looks very nice the way they have designed it. I just haven't really checked that out a whole lot.
Yeah, I think I might have tried Salmon Run a little bit. I don't quite remember. But, I mean, as fun as those modes are, really the meat and potatoes of this game is the online matches.
Yes, it's basically what it is mainly all about, by battling against other players worldwide.
Yep, and Daniel and I, we've been in plenty of Splatfests together, haven't we?
Yeah, we sure have, and basically when it comes to Splatfest, they do come up on some occasional times right here. And once those happen, they basically do feature several teams out there. And basically, depending which ones do get featured, you basically pick one that you think best fits for yourself right here. And then once the Splatfest wraps up, you basically do see the results on which team does come out on top. There have been a few Splatfests that I have participated in where I have been lucky enough to win, but some of them out there just haven't really gone that well for me. But I still say Splatfest can really be fun to participate in for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree on that. And by the way, for all the other Splatoon players that are out there are still Splatfests that do happen occasionally, but at this point, since Nintendo has stopped providing updates for the game on a regular basis since I believe last fall, all the Splatfests that you see moving forward right now are all reruns of previous events.
Yeah, that is basically true right here, because I do know Nintendo said that after Splatoon 3 first came out, they were going to basically support that game for 2 years. And since this past 2 years after the game first came out, they basically do reruns of past Splatfest events. Like, the most recent one right here from what I am aware of was basically the Chocolate Splatfest that happened this past month right here. And believe it or not, when that first came up right here, that was the first ever Splatfest I actually participated in after I first owned this game myself.
Yep. Now, if you will recall, while much of the time that Daniel and I have played Splatoon together has been on this particular version, this is actually not the only Splatoon game that we have played together, because, and Daniel will probably remember this, the very first time that he and I played Splatoon together online was on Splatoon 2, which I believe was a few weeks or so, and that happened, I believe, a few weeks or so before Splatoon 3 came out.
Actually, from what I do recall, when we did that on our own time, Mark, that was actually just before Splatoon 3 came out. I think it was a day prior.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I'm somewhere in the ballpark, but that was still fun to, do.
It certainly was, and when the Splatoon series actually first started right here, I wasn't really that much into it right away, but after checking out some footage from it, that made me become interested in it, and that's why I really do enjoy the Splatoon games a lot to this day.
Yeah, now, I usually don't like to think ahead too much with certain franchises on this episode, but in this case, I'm going to make an exception. Now, obviously, I think more than likely there'll probably be a Splatoon 4 on the Switch too. Is there anything new or any kind of changes you would want to see them implement for that new one on the Switch successor?
Not from what I could think of right now, but if Nintendo does plan to put in some new features for that whenever they do announce it, I hope they do come up with something nice.
Well, let's hope so too. So, we've pretty much covered all the everything that there is to cover for this game. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say that this game is, well, obviously Daniel's score may vary from mine depending on his opinion, but I would probably give this at least a 9 out of 10. What do you think?
To say it's a pretty nice score for what you're giving this game right here. So before I say my rating of what I think I should give it, before we do forget, we haven't even talked about the main kinds of modes that they do have in the game that I should probably explain right here very quickly. Basically, since the main kinds of things you do in the game do involve online, basically the kinds of modes that you do on that are basically regular battles, which are turf wars, and basically how those work is that you gotta try to cover the most aimed across the map, and whoever has the most turf aimed wins. And there's also ranked battles that you can do as well, where there are basically several different modes right here that you can do to try to increase your rank. Basically, some modes that they do have in rank battles, at least from what I can remember, are the splat zones, and there's also tower control, and Rainmaker, and Clan Blitz. Those all do sound nice for the most part right here, but honestly, I'm more into regular battles myself, and if you can actually get well enough at rank battles, then you'll also unlock X rank battles as well, where you'll take on the best players from around the world. And also occasionally there are challenges too, which can mix things up right here in the game. So I do say they are pretty interesting right there. So I just to get those out of the way, since we haven't discussed them yet right here. But anyways, to what we were saying right here, you did give it a nice score right here for yourself, Mark. But as for me, I would kind of give it close to a perfect 10. I'm gonna give it about a 9.5 out of 10.
Alright, so going a little higher than me, but that's fine. I mean, giving scores isn't really a competition. It's based on our own personal opinion, which is the whole point of giving these review scores. So
yeah, it is true right here, but I will still say right here that those scores that we got still sound pretty nice.
Yeah, I would definitely say so too. Alright, so that's going to do it for this week's episode, and I do thank Daniel, for joining me on this one.
Yeah, no problem, and I'm really glad that I was able to join along right here for this episode as a guest right here, and I really do feel honored right here to be a part of it, like I said. So thank you very much for inviting me for this.
Alright, and I will also point out to you, Daniel, that I think you're gonna like what next week's episode is going to focus on.
Well, that sounds nice.
Yep, and I should probably point it out for the audience as well, since that's another thing I usually do. For next week's episode, we are going to be focusing on the enhanced version of Sonic Colors, aka Sonic Colors Ultimate.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Yes, it does. So, I do hope you'll tune in for that, and check out Daniel's channel as well. And he's got some very good stuff on there, and actually, as of the time we're doing this particular video, he is 73 subscribers away from 1,000.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of where my channel has gone as of recently. But yeah, for those of you who are watching this video have not seen my channel yet, I highly recommend you guys go check it out right here. I do lots of great things on there.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of great gameplays on there, ranging from Mario to Smash to Kirby, pretty much anything you can think of. There are certain games though that neither of us are allowed to do on our channels for one reason or another. A good example of that is the Asphalt racing game, the more recent one, and that's only because there's a lot of heavily copyrighted music that's used in that game. So sadly, neither of us are able to feature it on our channels for that reason.
Yeah, basically, I do happen to have a game on the Nintendo Switch called Asphalt Legends Unite, and I literally actually do play that every single day myself. It's just basically because there's just so much stuff to do in the game right here. It's filled with so many great cars from across the world right here to collect right here.
Yeah.
And considering that I have been enjoying that game right here, if any of you guys are into racing, I would highly recommend you guys go get that if you haven't already. I think you guys will really enjoy that. But like Mark was saying, because of the fact right here that that kind of game has copyrighted music, just for now at the very least, we're just not going to be able to showcase the game on YouTube for that reason.
Yeah, like if there was an option to, if the game had an option to turn the music off, then obviously that would be a different story, but oh well. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up here, and I will, Daniel and I will see you soon, so take care.